This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, it was a wild day for police in the city of Hazleton, but at the end of it, they have a person in custody. We have the full story next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. It was an unbelievable chain of events involving 3 states that sent police scrambling and put area schools on restrictive movement. In the end, 1 man is in custody and a local school bus driver is being called a hero. We are breaking from our normal format to provide you with a major portion of a news conference held at City Hall in Hazleton, a news conference which aired in its entirety earlier today on SSPTV.
This morning, at 20 minutes after 8, the Hazleton Police Department was notified to respond to 149 North Church Street for the report of a man with a gun. Within 2 minutes of getting the call, the police were on scene. At the same time that was transpiring, I was getting a telephone call from Dr. Antonelli from the school district asking me to confirm, do we have a man with a gun? He's getting a call from one of his bus drivers. I was able to get right back to Dr. Antonelli and confirm, in fact, that my officers were on scene and that the investigation was just unfolding. And it was at that point that the school district and the city police determined it was in all of the students' best interest to place all of the Hazleton area schools, which is the 3 schools within Hazleton and West Hazleton, on restrictive movement. That was due to the fact that the officers that were on scene had located 2 elementary school children in the residence. 1, a boy, 1, a girl. At this point, we were unable to determine whose children these were. All we knew was we did confirm that there was a man with a gun and that he might go to one of the schools thinking his kids got on the bus, went to the school, and we needed to make sure that we kept the students safe. Soon thereafter, we were able to identify that the individual with the gun was one Luis Figueroa, Figueroa, with a date of birth of 03/11/1981. Mr. Figueroa had a prior address of North Cedar Street in Hazleton, although that is an old address. Mr. Figueroa attempted to abduct 1 adult female. She was pregnant. She escaped out of the house. That adult female, scantily clothed, waved down a bus and was beating on the door, requesting that the bus driver open the doors of the bus. The bus was full of students. As the bus driver was trying to figure out, do I open the door, don't I open the door, she looked up again to see Mr. Figueroa racing out of the house, bloody, carrying a shotgun. The bus driver opted for the safety of the students, did not open the door, and radioed dispatch of the incident. Mr. Figueroa, unable to get the pregnant female, drug another woman, adult female, out of the house, threw her into a vehicle, and fled the scene. At this point, some of the information is a little sketchy. The pregnant female, who was apparently struck, was life-flighted by Hazleton, Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, due to being struck and being 8 months pregnant. I have no further report on her condition or the unborn baby's condition at this time. The two children that we took out of the house are safe and are currently in protective custody. The abducted female was with Mr. Figueroa when they fled the city out Interstate 80, somewhere near the Delaware Water Gap. Mr. Figueroa stopped, either ditched his vehicle or chose to take another vehicle. He stole an off-duty park ranger vehicle. It is not confirmed whether or not he was in an altercation. We have some reports that he actually beat the park ranger to take the car. At that point, the female that he had abducted escaped. She made it to Pocono Mountain Regional Hospital, where, again, information is sketchy, but I believe that due to her injuries from Mr. Figueroa, she has now been life-flighted to another emergency treatment center. Mr. Figueroa, in the stolen park ranger personal vehicle, fled into New Jersey, where he took that vehicle to Paterson, New Jersey, in an attempt to trade it in on a Cadillac Escalade. An argument ensued with the car dealership dealer. He beat the dealer, set the dealership on fire, attempted to burn the car dealer himself, and fled in the stolen Cadillac Escalade. Now a pursuit with the New Jersey State Police, and the New Jersey State Police helicopter is also taking place. Mr. Figueroa gets on the George Washington Bridge in an attempt to get into New York City. Port Authority Police and the New York State Police have set up a roadblock. Mr. Figueroa crashes his stolen Cadillac Escalade into the roadblock. It's unknown about any police officers that are injured, and he is then taken into custody by the New York State Police and the Cadillac Escalade. There are a lot of specifics for the investigation, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll apologize to you ahead of time. Because of the depth and the breadth of this investigation, I can't really give you much more. The district attorney is here if I missed anything, but there are some things that I really want to make sure that we get out during this. I was actually on my way to a State Police Trooper of the Year award ceremony when I got the call from Dr. Antonelli. I'm southbound on Interstate 81. It is through the school district's quick response and through our partnership that we're in speed dial to begin with. I confirm with the doctor restrictive movements necessary. My next phone call is to the district attorney's office saying, I can't turn around, I don't know what we have, I have enough staff to handle the initial investigation, can you get me some help? I am then, always gracious to report multiple detectives are sent not only here, but they're currently out at the Delaware Water Gap doing interviews of everything that's out there because, again, the city doesn't have that staff, and the support that we get from the district attorney's office is incredible. The brightest picture that I have, other than those two children in the house being saved and the women being rescued, is the fact that it should be clear to all of you, for some reason, this man snapped today. He snapped. And I can guarantee you one thing. Had that bus driver opened that door, this would be a much different press conference.
Now, if you would like to see the news conference in its entirety, SSPTV will air it again this evening at 7 p.m. and again at 9 p.m. And you can get more on this intense investigation in tomorrow's edition of the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Coming up a little later on FYI in sports, we'll show you how Tamaqua punched their ticket to the state semifinals in baseball. Next, we talk with one man who was one of the first men on the beach at Normandy on D-Day.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Today marks the 70th anniversary of D-Day, the bloody amphibious assault that turned the tide of World War II. Today, our Mike Terleski had the privilege of talking to Mr. Julius Resnick of Hazel Township. He was there in 1944.
Well, it was very scary. You seen bodies all over the place and sunken ships and everything going on, planes overhead shooting from the hills.
Do you know how your battalion got drawn to be the first in the first wave? No.
We were just called the Bastard Battalion. We were, whoever needed help, we would go and help.
So that's a heck of a nickname. How did you guys get that nickname?
I don't know.
Talk to me a little bit about the medal or the letter from the French government.
Oh, I just got that a couple of years ago. They sent it by mail.
How did that feel?
That feels good. I
Felt
like
good to be honored so many years later by the French
it.
government?
Yes.
Nick was a member of the Army's Tank Battalion and served 3 years, taking part in 4 major battles. He earned 2 Purple Hearts and many other prestigious awards for his service to our country. We thank him for sharing his story with us today, and we thank him for his service. In other news, state police in Frackville are looking for a man who stole a car in Frackville and then robbed the National Pen Bank in the Schuylkill Mall. His face covered with a bandana, he gestured as if to have a concealed weapon and made off with an unknown amount of cash. State police believe he made a second robbery attempt at the Wells Fargo Bank in West Monoy Township, but did not gain entry. State police recovered the car, but not the suspect. He's described as a white male in his 20s or 30s, approximately 6 feet tall, medium build, wearing a bandana and a hood to further conceal his appearance.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
70 years after D-Day, everyone is still grateful. Here's a ton of flags flying all over at Pocono Raceway. Lots of these are on top of the haulers as the drivers came into town, and the big flag is always there at Pocono. Now let's check our weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly clear, low around 54. For Saturday, a sunny day with a high near 78. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 58. Sunday will be another sunny day, getting up to 80 degrees. And on Sunday night, there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms as we get down to 58 degrees. On Monday, another chance of showers and thunderstorms as we get up to 72. And then on Monday night, 50% chance of showers as the low is 58. On Tuesday, another 50% chance of showers. 73 is your high. And on Tuesday night, guess what? Another chance of showers, 40%. The low is at 59.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat with their ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food with their burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, located on Route 93 in West Hazleton. Stop on by today or give them a call at 570-455-5362.
Today, I'm pleased to welcome Frank Rice, who is the president of the Ashland Community Watch Group, LLC, and it's a group that was formed last August, so it's coming up on its one-year anniversary. Frank, thanks for being here.
I'm very glad to be here, very glad.
Now, this is a growing organization. You're looking to gain new members, and you're looking to spread the word about what the Ashland Group is doing. So tell us, what is the purpose behind this Community Watch?
Purpose behind the Community Watch is, just as the title says, we are an adjunct basically to the police department. The police can't be everywhere, and the more eyes that are out there and the more cell phones supposedly are out there, it makes things a little bit better for the citizens of the town, as well as it aids the police in their efforts. They can't fix something that's broke if they don't know it's broke, so to speak. What we do is we emphasize, however, to the people that we don't want an incident like the Florida case where the Crime Watch member shot and killed the young fella. We don't carry weapons. The only thing that a member probably would carry would be mace for self-defense, not aggressive action. All they are is to observe and report. If you have activity in your neighborhood that you weren't seeing before, like cars coming and going at all hours of the day and night, this is one of the things you report. If you hear strange sounds or you smell things that weren't familiar to you before, report it. This is the way meth labs are caught.
And you're a former police officer, so you know firsthand what goes on, in many communities, and you're trying to prevent it in yours. And you have a meeting coming up this Tuesday at 7 o'clock, Good Shepherd Lutheran Church on North 9th Street in Ashland. So you're looking for new members to come on out.
Always, always. Especially the business owners in town. Because I'm sure they're being affected by what's going on as well around them, because with the urban blight, people are moving out and businesses can't maintain, and we got to keep up on this. We got to keep our town active and alive.
Well, we're getting short on time, but I know you have District Judge Christina Hale coming out to talk about cyberbullying on Tuesday, and fundraising letters going out to businesses, and also, so you just want people to come out, get involved, and you have some forms you're going to give them as well that they can.
Yes, we have various types of forms here. Membership is free. And what we do is we have you fill out a membership blank. We give it to the police. They do their quick background search and make sure that everybody's up to standard. And we take it from there. And we want to do good for our town, and that's the big thing. And a lot of people feel the same. However, a lot of people are a little reluctant because they figure if they present themselves and the bad guys are going to come after them. But what they don't realize is there's strength in numbers. The more of us that are out there, it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, they're not going to get away with it if it does happen.
All righty, very well said.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. And now before we go to break, your midday winning lottery numbers. Daily 549, Big 4 0635, Quinto 88990, Treasure Hunt 8, 11, 16, 24, and 25. You have to see the highlights in sports next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
What a crazy night of high school baseball on Thursday. If you missed it, don't worry, we'll catch you up. First, let's talk about the Tamaqua Jersey Shore game in the PIAA AAA playoffs. Tamaqua is down by 1, and they're down to their last out when Brett Koschulik rips this shot. And the question is, did the center fielder catch the ball? As we zoom in here, it's really hard to tell. Well, here's what happened. The umps say that he did not catch the ball and that Tamaqua would plate 2 runs, and Brett Koschulik ends up getting the winning hit, and Tamaqua is moving on. There they are celebrating. They win 4-3. They'll face Pope John Paul II at Parkland on Monday in the state semifinals. That game is at 6:30 p.m. Hazelton area, they had their playoff game with LaSalle College pushed back to 7 p.m. They were tied at 1 after 3, but LaSalle plated 2 runs in the 5th. They get the victory, and a great season for the Cougars comes to an end. And how about this? With the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, Russ Kanzler extends his hitting streak, and he was used as a pitcher, and he had a perfect 2/3 of an inning. Wow, unbelievable. Here's Ron Marchetti with Short Shots.
It's the first Friday in June, and it's the first time a Hazelton area baseball team played in June. Hi, everybody. This is Short Shots, so let's review this past week. I'm wearing your shirt for the groupies down at Whispering Willows Park. On Monday, the Cougars defeated Hemphill at King's College, marking their first inter-district win in baseball in school history. They trailed 3-0, but Kara's crew came back once again. A true team victory with 12 heroes led by Joey Barron, the Biazzi boys, and Kyle Klein. Also on Monday, the Lady Cougars' tremendous season ended in Edwardsville in a 2-0 pitcher's duel to Lower Dauphin. Hazelton area finished its campaign at 21-3, and everybody, I mean everybody, on that team is back. So look out again next year. The MMI Preppers, who won their first district title in baseball in school history last week, lost to Kent in Mountaintop. The Preppers finished its finest season ever at 13-8. And then last night, at Parkland High in South Whitehall Township, Hazelton area super season ended with a 3-1 loss to LaSalle College High School in the state quarterfinal. It was a great game and a tough loss. The Cougars ended its best baseball campaign ever at 18-6. What else? Donald Sterling has agreed to sell the LA Clippers for $2 billion. The next Super Bowl will scrap the Roman numerals for 1 year. Instead of Super Bowl L, it will be Super Bowl 50. Then the year after will be Super Bowl LI. Does that make sense? I don't think so. Mother of God, now's the time to drop Roman numerals permanently. Last night in San Antonio, the air conditioning system literally broke down early in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Miami Heat couldn't take the heat. The Spurs won by 15. Don Zimmer, player, manager, coach, executive, and senior advisor for the Tampa Bay Rays, who had one of the longest-lasting careers in baseball history, passed away this week. He was a lovable guy who who appeared at an HIP affair in Hazleton a couple of years ago with Yogi Berra. Don Zimmer was 83. Now, get ready for a pretty big weekend. The Belmont is tomorrow, and the Pocono 400 is on Sunday. America wants to see California Chrome win the Triple Crown. The last horse to do that was affirmed in 1978, 36 years ago. But tomorrow, it's going to happen. You make this weekend a winner, too. Till Monday. Stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Hazleton Elks Lodge number 200 will be holding its 34th annual Golf Classic on Sunday, June 22nd at Sugarloaf Golf Course. Registration starts at 11 a.m. with a shotgun start at 1. Plenty of prizes and giveaways will be available. For info, call 570-401-9155. And finally, Grace Fellowship Church will be giving away groceries to those in need on Saturday, June 7th. There's a limited amount of food, so it will be held on a first-come, first-served basis. For information about this event, please call 570-455-1470. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Josephine E. Labassi of Scranton. Mass is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. in the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish. There will be no public viewing. Arrangements are by the Morel LaBelle Funeral Home. Margaret E. Bajic, formerly of Tresco. Arrangements will be announced by the Turnbach Funeral Home. Linda Jean Blanyar of Whitehaven. Services will be held at the convenience of the family from the McNulty Funeral Home. And David Butch John Stolp Jr. of Freeland. Services will be held at the convenience of the family from the McNulty Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Linda Clark of Frackville. Linda, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
The work week is over, but remember, FYI Weekend comes your way on Saturday at 9 a.m. This weekend, we'll stop by the Pocono Raceway for Media Day and check out a whole bunch of model trains and a miniature downtown Hazleton. Until then, take it easy, everyone.